The forest floor was a carpet of damp leaves in late autumn 1943, Eastern Europe. Anya huddled with her family in a shallow pit, hidden beneath branches and earth. The cold was relentless, seeping into their bones as they waited in silence. Hunger gnawed at them, but cooking was too dangerous. A fire could betray their presence. Every snapped twig was a threat, but the real enemy was the need for warmth and food. Soldiers patrolled the woods, trained to spot even a wisp of smoke. Lighting a fire was a gamble with their lives. The family pressed together for warmth, listening to distant artillery and dreaming of a hot meal. The paradox was cruel. The warmth that could save them could also doom them. Survival demanded new knowledge, how to tame fire without revealing themselves. They needed a way to hide fire's smoke, to make it invisible to the enemy. For Anya's family and countless others, survival meant mastering an ancient skill, reinvented for a world at war. Their lives depended on learning to create heat without a trace. In the cold, silent woods, knowledge became their only shield. Fire, once a symbol of comfort, became a deadly risk in wartime. Smoke was a signal. Visible for miles, it shouted, "We are here." Patrols and pilots scanned for the faintest plume, knowing it meant human presence. For those in hiding, lighting a normal fire was unthinkable. Even a small puff of smoke could mean discovery and death. The colour and thickness of smoke told stories, white from damp wood, black from oil, each a clue for soldiers. Every fire was a potential target. The challenge: harness heat without betraying location. Smoke is unburnt particles. When fuel burns incompletely, it rises as a visible cloud. To survive, people needed a fuel that burned cleanly, leaving little to no smoke. The search for such a fuel drove remarkable ingenuity. In the shadows of war, the science of fire became a matter of life and death. The answer lay in transforming ordinary materials into silent survival tools. Armies knew the dangers of smoke and developed low-smoke stoves and trench candles for soldiers. Civilians and partisans, cut off from supplies, had to improvise. Their survival depended on shared knowledge, passed quietly from soldier to woodsman to family. They learned that small, hot fires burned cleaner than large, smouldering ones. Dry hardwood produced less smoke. Charcoal, used by blacksmiths, burned almost smokelessly. But charcoal wasn't found in the forest. It had to be made. Hidden groups whispered these secrets, adapting ancient skills for survival. They built fires in pits, shielded flames, and experimented with materials. This folk science was a testament to human resilience and adaptation. The quest for smokeless fuel became a shared hope in desperate times. The secret to smokeless fire is in the chemistry of combustion. Smoke signals incomplete burning, unburnt particles rising from wood. Charcoal is the hero. Made by heating plant matter with little oxygen, it's nearly pure carbon. When burned, charcoal produces mostly invisible gases, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. The result: intense heat, almost no smoke. Humans have made charcoal for millennia, but wartime gave this ancient skill new urgency. If people could make their own charcoal from scraps, they could cook and stay warm without being seen. Charcoal became a silent ally, capturing the forest energy in a black, smokeless form. In darkness, a small cake of charcoal was a beacon of hope. Creating survival fuel began with scavenging for simple materials. The main ingredient was dry cellulose fibre, old rags, leaves, paper, or sawdust. A binder was needed to hold the charred fibres together. Clay or mud worked best. Clay not only bound the cake, but slowed its burn, making it last longer. The final necessity, a metal tin with a lid, an old biscuit tin or food can. A small hole in the lid allowed gases to escape during charring. Gathering these items was risky but essential. Each piece, fibre, clay, tin, was worthless alone, but together they became survival itself. Children collected leaves, elders dug for clay, and finding a tin was a triumph. With knowledge and these humble ingredients, people could create silent heat. It was a recipe for hope, written in the language of necessity. Making fuel cakes was a careful, secretive process. Fibres were shredded and packed tightly into the tin, sealed except for a small vent hole. The tin was placed in a fire, timed for foggy nights or hidden ravines. As it heated, gases escaped through the hole, sometimes igniting in a brief flame. When the gas stopped, the tin was removed and left to cool. Opening it revealed brittle black charcoal. The char was crushed, mixed with water and clay, and kneaded into a thick paste. This paste was shaped into small cakes or briquettes. The cakes dried in secret, hardening into portable, smokeless fuel. Each cake was a product of patience and ingenuity. They could be hidden, carried and used when needed most. In every black block was the promise of warmth and survival. Using smokeless fuel required skill and caution. The cakes needed kindling to ignite, then glowed red-hot with little flame or smoke. Their heat was intense, but nearly invisible, especially in daylight. At night, the faint glow had to be shielded from view. Fires were built in small pits, Dakota fire pits, to hide the glow and focus heat. Pots could be placed directly on the cakes for slow, quiet cooking. The warmth was discreet, the comfort profound. Cakes were easy to carry, waterproof and stable. In a world of constant danger, a hidden fire was a small act of defiance. It allowed families to eat, to hope, and to hold on to their humanity. The art of the silent fire was a lifeline in the darkness. Each cake was a victory over fear. The lessons of wartime survival echo in today's outdoor world. Modern campers value low-impact, smokeless fires for both stealth and environmental care. A Dakota fire pit and a homemade fuel cake leave little trace and minimal smoke. The same principles help in emergencies. When power is out, simple materials can mean a hot meal. Old newspapers and tin cans become tools, not trash. Learning to make smokeless fuel is practical and empowering. It connects us to a tradition of resourcefulness and resilience. The skill encourages creative problem-solving and preparedness. In every scrap of waste, there's potential for survival. The ingenuity of the past remains a guide for today. The story of the smokeless fuel cake is a testament to human ingenuity. It's about adapting simple science to survive overwhelming adversity. Quiet heroes fought with knowledge, not weapons, keeping hope alive with hidden fires. Their solutions were simple, born from necessity, and remain relevant today. We often overlook the power of basic skills and materials. The past teaches us the value of observation, experimentation, and sharing knowledge. Self-reliance and curiosity are timeless assets. By learning these skills, we honour the resourcefulness of those before us and prepare for the future. The silent fires of history still light the way for resilience and survival.